You could be from any walks of life, any background. You can come in, you can integrate, and you can perform. And I'm sitting here in front of you as an accidental hotelier, born and brought up in India, working in a beautiful 440 acres of estate in middle of Surrey. In India, in the old Sanskrit manuscript, there is a saying, Atithi Devo Bhava. What it means is guest is equivalent to God.
Our guest on today's Leadership Series episode of Sweet Talk by Hotel Magazine has over 25 years of leadership experience across hotel resort brands in both India and the UK under his belt. He's a graduate in hotel management and also earned a scholarship from the Master Inn holders to complete the General Manager's Programme at Cornell University. He's a respected member of the Institute of Hospitality, a St Julian Scholar and a Master Inn holder. Since joining Foxhills in August 2018 as General Manager, our guest has been tasked with overseeing a transformative £25 million development that introduced the Pavilion, as well as renovating and improvement work in the restaurants, bedrooms and golf courses, and in March 2023, becoming the first ever Managing Director of Foxhills outside the Hayton family. You guessed it, it's Foxhills Club and Resorts Managing Director, Tej Walia. Tej, how are you?
Well, that makes me look and feel very old. I'm glad to be here after 25 years under my belt in hospitality.
Thank you for joining us. So I think a good place to start. So we have kind of like a bit of an icebreaker. We like to ask kind of 3 things that people won't know about you.
One of the first is I class myself as an accidental hotelier.
Okay, nice.
I was preparing to join my family vocation of Indian Defence Services. Why I'm sitting here right now. Otherwise, it would have been somebody else. My second, I would say, is, as my wife Claire would describe, I'm going through a midlife crisis. So being in hospitality, I'm not a golfer, as you know very well. I've never explored any hobby. So when I'm approaching 50, I'm thinking of picking up hobbies. One is either shooting and the other one is flying.
So still no golf?
Still not. It's great.
We'll get you out there one day.
So that's what it is. And the third one is I can't swim.
Okay.
Join the club, Tej. Join the club.
I mean, tell us about this amazing place, Tej. I, for one, being a golf fanatic, I love it here. It's such like a community feel, which is something I know you worked hard to harness. So tell us about Foxhills.
The best way to describe is, as you correctly mentioned, it's a village. We have got members and we have got what I call hotel guests. And what we try to say is the hotel guests are members for the duration of their stay with us. And whilst they are members with us for the duration of their stay and along with our members, they have got the choice and they can use any of our 6 food and beverage outlets which exist on the estate, 2 award-winning golf courses for serious golfers like yourself, and for
Don't go that far.
driving range, good for family fun as well as for somebody who wants to improve their golfing skills. Then also we have got award-winning health spa building where we have 7 treatment rooms, various thermal facilities along with the natural pool, newly refurbished state-of-the-art gym. We have 1,700 square meter of Pavilion, which is classed as a family building, which I oversaw the opening of it and construction of it as well, which hosts playroom, soft play area, crash, restaurant, 2 pools, 25 meter, 18 meter, spinning studio, boxer size room. For teenagers, there is a playroom with Nintendo, PlayStation, you name it, pool, darts, whatever. And then it also hosts rackets. And the rackets, what we have is last year we added 3 paddle courts, pickleball courts. We have got 5 acrylic courts, 4 clay. So yeah, that is there. And you know what? That makes a feel of it's a village. The best way I say it is the perfect use of 440 acres of countryside, which is stone's throw away from Heathrow, M25 and London. So perfect location all around.
Yeah, that's right. It is an incredible location. I know, Ted, you've kind of already dropped that bombshell that you are, in fact, an accidental hotelier, which is amazing. So I know that you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think it would be great just to delve into that a bit deeper and tell us about your studies and, yeah, kind of how you got to where you are now.
I'm not a studious kind of a person, so I was looking for something which is much more practical, and hotel management was up and coming field at that time where I was growing up. So I joined. I loved every bit of it. It's not a profession, it's a lifestyle. Actually encapsulates my view towards hospitality.
What were kind of defining moments in your career that's kind of shaped your leadership style and how you approach guest experience?
That's the tricky, Declan, because I'm still learning. Like sitting here and doing a podcast, it's still a learning curve, which I haven't had it. So, and yes, you can say it helps to questions which you pose. It helps to question your own, managerial skills and leadership skills. So to answer your question, actually, there has not been a single moment. And I said that there's another thing in hospitality is you're working with people from different walks of life, with different age group, demographic, culture background, language, you name it. And also you're serving people who have from the similar kind of different sections, if I can put it like. So as a result, learning is never ending. So I'm still learning and enhancing my leadership skills as much as possible. And I think if I ever retire in hospitality, and I think for my sins, I will always remain in hospitality. I think I'll be still till the last day. I'll be still learning. With regards to hospitality, what instilled and what it stands for, again, go back to my roots. In India, in the old Sanskrit manuscript, there is a saying, Atithi Devo Bhava. What it means is guest is equivalent to God. And that's what the foundation of myself in the hospitality was, and also my colleagues who started back at that time. And I think that describes well what the hospitality stands for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So Foxhills obviously is known for its unique blend of hospitality. We've obviously touched on the community feel here as well. How do you maintain the balance and kind of what makes your property stand out under your leadership?
To be honest, the work is still in progress. And I think in hospitality, I always say, wow, today is expectation tomorrow. So I don't think so that will ever stop. So it is. However, what we all as a team are trying is we are striving and motivated to deliver excellence. And by doing so, the key is so that we don't forget the basics of hospitality. And as a result, what happens is then we do attract key events or tournaments. Like last year we hosted Live Asian Tours. We have hosted LTA for tennis tournaments. We have hosted PJ. That helps us to, set us up on the national, international stage. But for that to happen, we have to get our basics right. And we have to never get complacent and always keep on bettering ourselves what we deliver. And I think that's what will be the key.
Obviously, you've got incredible facilities here. You've got a very unique stance on wellness, haven't you?
For me, the old definition of wellness, yoga, Pilates, and, exercise and all that exists. But I think there's an addition to it. And what I believe is wellness is what helps you relax and rejuvenate. It could be anything. So, for example, for what our definition at Foxhills for wellness is, it could be that you worked on a laptop in one of our restaurants in the morning, and then you go and have a round of golf.
Yeah.
Or you do yoga, Pilates, some other box exercise, go to the tennis court or rackets court, play tennis, pickleball, or with your guests, family, friends. Or you can enjoy sipping cocktails or lunch or dinner in one of our outlets with your family, friends, or another members. And that is wellness for visitor. And also it's the fact that we attract, and that's what we try to put it to our the guest who wants to come on for the conferences. And we are saying you can be bored with the Death by presentations here in the meeting room, But then what you can do is afterwards, or take a break in between, and you can do anything or all the things if you wish.
It's but effectively what you make of it. What?
So wellness for us is what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So now I think when someone asks me what wellness mean, I'm going to jump on that and say, oh, it's having a cocktail.
Yeah.
What are you doing there, Jade? Oh, I'm just working on my wellness.
At workplace.
It means something different to everyone. I think that's really nice that we can all kind of have our own opinions on what it means. With overseeing such a large redevelopment, there comes kind of difficulties as well, I'm sure. So was there anything that kind of cropped up for you, and how did you kind of overcome them?
One of our values is never stop learning. So we try to say difficulties, take it as opportunities, or never stop learning kind of a moment where you keep on doing the mistake, but make sure that you don't repeat the same, do new errors or new mistakes. So yes, I was fortunate enough that I have done many refurbishment or many projects at Foxhills since my time here, almost 7 years here. To name few biggest ones is Pavilion building, which I mentioned earlier, 7.5 million. We are about to do next year, embark on F&B downstairs of the manor, which will equate to nearly 1.5 million, and many others like that. So one of the things is, which I've learned, and also which I say, we have got different, what I call clientele base, if I can put it like that in hospitality terms. You have members who are regular. They will come on an average 3 to 4 times a week. And their average stay would be anything from 3 hours to 5 hours. I'm doing averaging golfers stay for longer and all. So that is there. So they know us very well. They will know our good days to our bad days. Okay, they will know each and everything, and they are so regular our customers, and they are passionate because they almost feel like Foxhills, where we have our members. We have members in which household where there are 4 generations, and they are members with us. Children grown up while they're being the members and got married, and they have their own children now as a member. So that you can sit.
I think that's a great sign as well, is that, you know, you've got generational families that are here.
But with that, what it comes with a lot of burden on the sense that you have to make it, because when you let them down, it's not that you're letting a customer down. I always say it's almost like a family member down, where more than that, when I say to my son, see you, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. It's more that, because angry is much easier than disappointment, right?
Nobody wants to hear that, do they?
So what it means is, we have to make sure that while we are working on brand new, shining things, because everybody wants it, especially the staff and all, we want everything to be new, shiny and all. What we have to make sure that we don't forget the things which are already here. Yeah. And also we continue, because we are, as I mentioned earlier, we are a state which is country club, which is in operation. So we are working. So we have to make sure that we are doubly perfect in what we are doing it, and we keep our basics right. And also let's not forget the things which are already there.
So maintaining them standards whilst adding the shiny new.
Maintaining it, the old product as well. Yeah. And that is the key. And actually we can learn from it, and we can deliver it more, and we can keep on adding it. But I would say that is the key.
Just honing in on that, what you've just said, kind of the constant improvement, like we touched on earlier, not standing still. I guess that is the same for staff and training, that kind of thing. So can you tell us a bit about your kind of approach to staff training, recruitment? I know obviously there's been lots of kind of struggles in hospitality off the back of the pandemic, and still now with kind of retaining staff and talent shortages. How do you kind of stand on that, and how have you kind of worked around these difficulties in line with staffing?
We have a staff retention rate of 85 to 90%. Which I'm talking about if we exclude seasonal, because we have a lot of university college students who come and go. They come, but they keep on coming on the holiday period and all. So we have got 85, which is quite healthy. Couple of things which we do, and look, I'm going to say what we are doing, by no means actually that's perfect. I think we can do much more than what we are already doing. But as an independent company, what we are doing, that's a starter. And I always say that's a starter, because like anything else, what is a benefit today, we can shout about, but tomorrow it's say, okay, fine, it's an expectation, right? So one of the things what we do is, whenever the staff member completes their probation, they become a country club member. So we treat them. There are no restrictions. We don't say you cannot use such and such time, such and such. What we only ask at the induction is just be respectful that we have this facility to use because we have customers who are paying.
Of course.
And if they don't have, we won't have. And that's what, but apart from that, we don't say you cannot use. We say that be mindful and be respectful yourself. And in some cases, the staff members, after completing certain period, their immediate family members also become a country club member. So we treat them. And there is no restriction. You could be a hotel guest or a member.
Amazing.
Working out on a treadmill, and a waiter who might have served you or a pro who might have done your check-in might be on the treadmill next to you.
I think that adds as well to like that community feel. Then, and also we've got, keep going back to wellness, but that's even looking after, staff wellness and making sure that your staff are, coming to work happy.
Absolutely. And look, this is just a start. As I said, that's not the perfect, and by no means I'm sitting here and trying to preach people what to do, because trust me, there are many things we can do better and we should be doing better. But that is one of the things what we take pride. And when new members join, and we very proudly say that that's what it is. To some members, not so much that now, it was a shock that, the staff is working out next to me. But I said, why not? Those days have long gone where the staff used to be behind, closed doors, but right now they are. And actually, a pool of the staff is our members' children. They come and do some seasonal work for us. And one of the things, touching on, Jade, your question about the training, is also the fact that one of my key commitment is, and especially where after COVID, when COVID happened and people were cutting positions here and there, to maintain training manager. And I say, we have got between the two club nearly 500 staff.
Yeah.
And we are dealing with the member. We need training department, and that will be the keys. And my other rule is, and I say to the all managers, is all supervisory positions should be promoted from within. If we can't, then there is something wrong with our recruitment. We are not recruiting the right kind of people if they cannot be promoted to. We have got over 25 supervisors, similar position in different departments across, and I can probably say, I would say 99.9% are promoted from within.
That's a good example for staff if they can see that clear pathway.
Absolutely. And then we divide the training into two. One is what I call essential skill-based training, which is, you can say, as compliance, and which we might be able to do it, like first aid and things like that. And these others are what I call soft skill, which is customer service. And also along, so we do induction, where myself, the CEO of the company, addresses the employees in the induction. So we take that induction very seriously in that way. But we had induction yesterday only, but it was a group of 4. So I said the same thing. I said, perhaps the good thing, we have only 4 people there. That's a good sign, right? That we don't have a big group of people sitting in induction. And those are the things. And then we also have staff performance, which we are working with the HR and training and the HODs was essentially where key 4 or 5 key staff performers from within the resort. We can invest some more time and effort so that we can get them ready for the next level whenever it is. And also, we are independent, and I take pride in saying that there are many staff who have left from here because there is only so much we can do. We are not a chain where we can transfer, and I take a pride that they have done well.
Looking ahead, kind of what trends or innovations in hospitality are you most excited about, and kind of how are Foxhills, I suppose, tapping into these kind of trends and changes within our industry?
I think I already mentioned before what we're bleisure. I'm sure I don't have to, and that's just kicking about. So I just I was lazy, and so I picked up the terminology from there. I used the AI and picked up the terminology from there. I think that's I can perhaps, to some extent, I could proudly say that maybe we have got it to some extent one of the first ones, and not saying right, because again, we can keep on fine tuning it. But I would say we are the ones which got it the first. We have got everything, and we actively promote it. We are centrally located it. So I would say that is, and you know what? to some extent, we had the benefit also because our members are the perfect, if I can put it like the demography, which we can learn from them. And when we started, the laptops started appearing in the restaurants. And then you realize that, oh, are you working here? No, I'm just doing 2 hours of work. Then I'm going to go and hit some balls in the driving range, or I'm going for a Pilates class, which is at 11 o'clock. Then you realize, you know what?
You're getting the balance right.
And then the other thing is AI. I'm sure people are talking about it. My personal view on the AI is, in a country house estate like ours, if I can relate to Foxhills, AI cannot replace people.
Yeah.
We are people's community, as you mentioned, and when I say community, we are community. So you can't remove, if we cannot replace. However, what I see AI is to facilitate back of the house so that the staff member can actually engage with the customer and they can talk to them and they can spend more time in engaging with right information, armed with the right information, and it can help them. And I see that is what it is.
We're all bracing ourselves to try and work out where and how we can use it. And like you said, it's about making, everyone's jobs easier and not taking away from that kind of human interaction.
So you said that you've got the high staff retention rates, and then you've also got these generations of families coming back. So they probably also, the guests, look forward to seeing those familiar faces in your staff as well. And that's huge.
Absolutely. Especially that is the case with few of our regular hotel guests and definitely members. If you go to any pro shop or restaurant, as soon as the member walks in the pro shop, the guy behind the shop will know exactly and say, I've already checked you in, or you've not even ordered it. Either your pint is filling or your coffee is already coming out of the coffee machine. So actually you don't know. And that's what it is. Yes, we as a service, as I highlighted, we can do much better and things, but you're absolutely right, Jade, because the AI, I don't think so in our environment, that is my opinion rightly, can replace people, because then we would not be what we stand for. But what it can do is it can certainly help them and facilitate them so that they can give a better service.
Now, I know from speaking to you have quite a commute to work, don't you? You come all the way from Scotland to work. So how do you navigate this, and kind of what sacrifices does that come with? Obviously, you spoke at the start about hospitality is like a way of life. So obviously that is a big part of it. So how do you kind of navigate that?
I've got a very understanding wife. So I should thank Claire for that she has let me do it. And she's also from hospitality background. But I've got 2 grown-up sons, so that's a different issue that one of us has to sacrifice the career to look after. So that's as I said, if anybody wants any tips on Terminal T5 or Edinburgh Airport, I'm the man. I've got home, my family is there. At work, I've got amazing team. So it's a rhythm now in one way. So it is. I've been doing for 7 years, traveling up and down. I'm flying tomorrow night, actually. So I'm doing it. So it is one of those things, as I said, at one point in times, it's like juggling plates or, spinning plates, different plates, whatever the terminology you want to use it. You have different times and you prioritize different things. And as a result, what happens is you do it, but you have to prioritize it, not that you let go one or the other. You focus on one thing or the other. And then, that's the rest is that I'm very familiar with. I can do, you used to see it, or in the supermarket, you go, which person, if you're going to the checkout, who's got a trolley, who's the slowest, I know now in security who will be the fastest one, because I just have a bag with a laptop. So I can scan it through and I can just clear the security within 15 minutes or something like that.
Wow. Well, luckily you're quite close to Heathrow as well. So
and it works. Look, as I said, it's not only works personally, but also professionally, because we are a members club. As I said, accommodation customer comes, they are also members. So actually, in that case, what happens is when members are using the most, I'm here. So it ends up I'm here every alternate weekend. I am at the club, and members can,
Yeah.
I can interact with the members.
Yeah. And you've got great facilities here that you can take advantage of as well, which, again, being a member of the team. We've got a few kind of quick fire questions for you, just to kind of get to find out a little bit more about the man behind Foxhills. So
I would like to know, what is the one habit that you think that every great hotelier should have?
Walk the floor.
Okay.
biggest myth about hotel management?
Actually, I also had when I started it. It's a glamorous job and you can work from the office, which soon changed as soon as I got my first day at work.
What's the first thing that you notice when you walk into a hotel?
Oh, how tidy the entrance is, how attention to detail the things are at the entrance. In here, it could be when you come into the front gate barrier or in the manor house. So those are the things.
First impressions, yeah. We kind of have touched on this one. So AI in hotels, threat or opportunity?
I would say from my point of time, it's an opportunity because I'm not a tech savvy. So I don't know what it can do. And I think it can do quite a lot. As we touched before, it can facilitate good customer service. So absolutely, it's an opportunity, great opportunity, which needs to be explored more.
If you can say, doesn't have to be hospitality, the worst job you've ever had and what it taught you.
It was in my younger days, if I can put it like that. And now in my, when I do mentor or I talk to my managers and all that, there are certain, what I call is very untangible factors, which nobody realizes it, including myself, when you are earlier on in your career. And you only take position, remuneration, and that is the two tangible aspects of how valued you are. And to be honest, what is your value? And the other thing which I learned was the fact that there are certain untangible which make work. How the relationship is with the shareholders, owners, with your employees.
The things you can't put numbers on.
You can't put the numbers on. These are untangible factors, and these are very key because you can get a job with a title and with a little bit more money, but if you don't have this,
I think that can get missed now as well because everything is very data driven. Like you said, there are some things that you just can't put a number on. That's what you need to have an understanding of how happy your staff are. Favorite food?
Sunday roast with all the trimming.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're making me
I
hungry.
bet you do a great Sunday roast here as well.
And I can have Sunday, it's called Sunday roast, but I can have a Sunday roast on Monday as well.
Lovely.
Love that.
Pool or spa?
Pool, even though I can't swim.
Favorite hotel in the world? It can't be here. It can be one you visited, one you haven't been to.
Yeah. My favorite actually is where I started my career with. Trident Udaipur. It's an Oberoi property. At that time when I was working, it wasn't a favorite, I will be honest, because working hard and really. But I think I started appreciating what I learned and what community I formed there once I became a manager. And I think that has been the rock of the foundation of not only myself and many of the my friends who are now very close friends who were colleagues at that time. But I would say, yes, that learned quite a lot there in sweltering heat of 45 degrees, 50 degrees.
One item you never travel without?
Looking at me, I was thinking about it, what it is. I called Claire, my wife also. I said, what do you think it could be? She said, just look in the mirror and look on the top of yourself. I said, a turban. That's, I would say, that is the one.
Can you tell us about who you've relied on in the past, who you've kind of had as leaders that you've looked up to?
Actually, one of the things which I'm very happy is when I was coming up the ranks, there was no formal mentoring was spoken about at that time, which is more recently. And especially maybe because it's also because of the talent shortage. But when I was coming up the rank, you had a mentor, but mentor was a much more informal way rather than the form of yourself. Like I come to you kind of, which is, you can say one way or the other, it was mentor, but now it's much more formal and much more spoken. So I'm really very happy about it because at that time, sometimes you didn't feel, can I go and ask? Because there was not that formal mentor and mentee, kind of a relationship. That's what the case was. But that I guess is very good in one way. So there was various. And so I have now currently 3 mentees who I am. And one thing I said to them on the day one is, I'm at your disposal rather than the other way around. As much as I can, I'm trying to, you might feel that I want to do it because I'm registered on Institute of Hospitality and I want to do it. But more importantly, it is if I'm not adding value to you, don't be afraid to come and say to me that actually it is how polite or how straightforward you want to be. That's your call. And I think that's what the key is. And I encourage all the managers who I come across, or whether it's me, to have. I said, I'm happy to look for them. If not, you don't have to go my recommendation. You know what is your development needs are, what area, and always look for the mentor who can help you to develop that. And I believe when coming up the ranks, my development needs actually rightly with any manager or any professional changes over the course as you. And as a result, I've had different, in my case, informal mentors across the various stages of my personal as well as professional life.
We've interviewed people in the past and they've said that they started a job in hospitality perhaps as something like a kitchen porter, and when they were very young, and then they've really climbed through the ranks and they've always gone back to this same mentor, and now they're a hotelier at a big chain hotel, but they still keep in touch with this mentor. Your needs change, you've obviously grown, so you think that there's kind of no harm in kind of finding new mentors along the way.
Because at the end of the day, whenever you have helped you, whom you started your career with, you will never forget. I think the relationship changes where it becomes much more personal rather than professional.
Yeah.
In the professional, as you call it, the mentor and mentor relationship is how they are helping professionally. But at that stage, they have become more as a personal, and they have also out of respect also, because I think the word which you used earlier, there is the fact that who you look up to. It's almost like they are the ones who you started to look up to because they are the ones who helped you and perhaps helped you held your hand when you were trying to step on your first step.
Is there kind of a leadership lesson that you wish you'd learned kind of earlier in your career that kind of now you look at and you think, wow, I could have done with knowing that back kind of in my early days in hospitality?
Yes, but I know the answer is also it could not have happened. How to manage millennials and Gen Zs and all. One of my mentor group is also my millennial managers who help me, who some more open and honest to me rather than some more.
There's a bit of a trade-off between you.
Many of the senior managers are from grown within, and I develop it. So I do their yearly, whenever I do their 360 or catch-up kind of thing, I say, okay, I've done it. Now you tell me what you need more or less from me. This is mine also. So some have got, with many, I would say I've got developed an open and honest relationship, and they will say how it is. And actually that is what I'm learning from them as well, because it's a different way of handling. I'm a very old school, I class myself. I'm old. So as you introduce me.
Yeah, it's good to have that kind of soundwall that you can,
Definitely.
Has there kind of ever been a task or like a project that's totally kind of stumped you or you've not known how to deal with it?
As an old school, I do struggle how to manage mental health, which is much more spoken about at workplace, which is a good thing. And I said that it always existed before also. It was that nobody spoke about it. And again, so struggle is perhaps not the right word also. I'll say I am myself learning how to. And again, my very good millennial managers help me to relate how to do kind of a thing, how to navigate around that. And also HR team is, I was the first one to enroll to mental health awareness courses and those kind of things. So it is. My wife also, Claire, because obviously I've got two, one is 17-year-old son and one 14 and a half there also. So there also she educates me. She's much more patient one than me. So actually I have two home front, one domestic. Personally, I'm getting a bit of education, and professionally also my managers are educating me how I can perhaps change my old way of thinking.
Brilliant help out there as well. There's some amazing charities that do a lot of help.
We are part of Hospitality Action. We actively promote that to our team. And also As I said, there's if you want somebody help, like listening ears, go to the right person within the team or outside. So yeah, I would say that that is the one which I am learning very actively.
What's your approach to nurturing talent within the organisation, would you say, Tej?
Identify key star performers within the organization, put the training plan or some kind of elevator. We are starting right now. It's called Passport. We all are guilty of promoting and training them while they are doing the job rather than getting them ready. And there could be many constraints, you can put it like that, but we all are. So the whole idea is we have a training department, we have got HR department. We, as much as benefit is important, but then the development is as well. Yeah. And also the fact that promoting from within where possible, and questioning if you cannot, why cannot? Because is it issue with that? So those kind of a thing helps, in my opinion, are the key for nurturing and developing the team members.
We've got a couple of, I suppose, traditions here on the podcast. So, for example, we ask each of our guests to add someone to the Hotelier Hall of Fame. So, mythical place. Who would you love to kind of submit into the Hotelier's Hall of Fame?
My mum. She sadly no more with us right now. But when I was young, she used to entertain guests and family in the house. It used to be to the T seamless. She would have got, if it's a 15 or 20 in the house, she would have got everybody's likings to the T, seamless, no stress. And I guess that combined with my dad was from the army background, so disciplines, actually those are the two things, and I will say that's what it is, and to some extent that's what it is, isn't it?
Hospitality really is part of your DNA then. It's it comes
in not in a formal but more informal way rather than a formal. I had
accidental hotelier
accident, and nobody in my family, extended family, is also is a hotelier or had anything to do with restaurants or hotels or anything like that. I was the first one to join the hospitality from my family.
We also ask kind of previous guests to leave a question for our new guests who are coming on the podcast. So Eliesa from the Mandrakes, she's the general manager of the Mandrake. She asked this question and has kindly left it to you. What are you doing to better the industry?
I'm part of Foxhills. We're developing talents, I will say. Whether they remain in Foxhills or whether they go out and do even better. Then I'm part of Master in Holder. Yeah. So being involved in Institute of Hospitality. I'm a mentor. Then I'm also recently joined the board member of Vivenho, which is part of Edge Hotel School. I'm doing that. The key aim is to make the hospitality as a chosen profession. And here I'm going to use the word profession, not a lifestyle, because because what is the biggest thing which frustrates me about hospitality? It's not a chosen profession to start off. People stumble off because it's the pocket money. And that's what I'm trying to do and also so that the young people remain engaged with the hospitality rather than after some time they go off.
Great in that understanding that it is a genuine career path and it's not just something you fall into. I know accidental hotelier, but less so. We want people now coming in and seeing it as a career.
Enjoying. Yeah. It gives an array of, we have here emptied examples of where the staff member have gone from one department to the other department, have done that. They had no background of that, but they have done and they have done successful. And that's what it is, right? It's not one, because people always associate hospitality either being a waiter or being a chef. Yeah. But hospitality is more to that. That could just actually a drop in the ocean to what hospitality is. And I think that is the stigma which goes with it.
You may have just answered this, but I mean, what in hospitality kind of frustrates you and you find needs changing?
I would say that only, that it's not a truth. People stumble across hospitality as to gain pocket money. Whenever somebody becomes in the grassroots level, joins hospitality, they are joining because they are pursuing some other career or vocation or study. and they want just a pocket money. Then they might develop their affinity towards it and make it as a profession, but that wasn't their initial intention.
Yeah.
Their initial was, I just want to do it because I want to do something. But that is, I feel, whereas that is a drawback or that frustration, but that's a uniqueness also. You do not need expensive degrees to become a good hotelier. And you can, and if you work hard and you prove yourself, your growth could be accelerated and you can travel the world. You can join one of the most amazing companies. You can say hello to the celebrities, A-listers, and it's endless.
It has so much. The industry has so much to offer,
And you don't
really
have to
does.
have an expensive degree or spend 3 years. But perhaps what it is, the uniqueness, it's also something frowned upon by when people want to join hospital. And that's why I say it's plus, but it's the two sides of two sides of the point.
Tej, what question would you like to leave for a future guest?
What is your legacy?
Interesting.
Love that.
And we'll revert back with the answer.
Yeah, we will. We'll let you know. What's been your career highlight for you from a personal perspective? What's kind of something that stands out that you've done that you're really proud of?
Say the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, this is my first podcast. You didn't have to prompt me. I've done the panel and I've never done the podcast. And we haven't had even a single break, right? Because of me. Apart from my last 25 years of hospitality, more recently, I was fortunate that over the course of 7 years at Foxhills, I've been fortunate to oversee under £25 million worth of investment, being 7.5 million of Pavilion, yoga cabin, and golf courses, even though I don't know anything about the courses, but head greenkeeper and director of golf, they tried their level best to educate me where this much of sand is going. And also working, it's not ending. We are 440 acres. There's much more we have to do. Like next year, as I said, we are rejuvenating our food and beverage offering in the manor. And so that is going to be another £1.5 million worth of investment. So yeah, that is those. And apart from that, hosting some of the big events like LTA, like Live Asian Tour last year. So yeah, that's a combination. And also saying hello to a few of the celebrities, which I'm not going to name from the key coming here, which perhaps I would not have had the chance to say if I wasn't at Foxhills or if I wasn't in the hospitality background.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, Tej, it's been an absolute pleasure and honour. Thanks for hosting us here in the Pine Room. Kind of as a final tradition, we ask every guest the same final question. So what is your definition of hospitality and what do you love about this industry?
I would say with the same Atithi Devo Bhava. Guest is equivalent to God, and I think it's the old notion, guest is never wrong, never say no, those kind of thing. That is Indian old tradition, perhaps said it in a different way, but it's been said it in a Sanskrit manuscript. So it was identify hospitality. I guess the true nature of hospitality was identified quite a few thousand years back. And also, I find hospitality, as I mentioned to you, it's not a profession for me. It's a lifestyle. You like it, you will start liking it. If you do well, if you put your 100%, you're gonna do well. And it's a profession where you could be from any walks of life, any background, you can come in, you can integrate, and you can perform. And I'm sitting here in front of you, accidental hotelier, born and brought up in India, working in a beautiful 440 acres of estate in middle of Surrey.
What's not to love?
That says it all.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Tej. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.